So last time, the place where we left off is we asked Claude. We basically gave it one line about what Uncle Ernie is, and then said what would the development life cycle look like.
Yeah.
And I guess, as we're like putting these out, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess we could put links to the documents for people to look at, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So, as a product manager, this document's amazing because we gave it one line,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
has the user personas, the MVP of user stories prioritized, what's out of scope, and then it goes into like, is there competition, the design. It even gives different options of UI.
Right.
And says like, oh, this one's probably easier. Oh, here you go. See this reveal animation option? Option A, split flap departure board. The second one is, and it's like, oh, this one's easier, this one's harder.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. Now I don't know if you were able to look at this. I don't know if you can talk through the technology stuff because this is what I can't read when it gets to
Right.
full stack API architecture.
Yep.
These are the things I don't like to worry myself about as a product manager, Derek. Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, much better. So yeah, like you said, I mean, this is, right, one extra line added to that prompt. And we get something that really helps us, to think through and build this app. So again, to that whole thing of kind of garbage in, garbage out, AI is very much like that. So, what will end up happening, I get it. This doesn't seem like the sexy part of building an app because, everybody wants to get to actually seeing the app develop. But literally, I mean, obviously we're doing this, for this podcast. So, we're kind of stepping through, kind of in a slower kind of pace, right? But as a person, right, once, I think the hope is that once we finish, kind of working on this particular app, that everybody will get an idea of, all right, here are the steps, here's how you go about it, and it'll go much faster. And we're talking about, days of from idea to, actual product, as opposed to weeks or months or hiring, some consultant to build it for you and all the back and forth, or if you feel confident that this is like startup worthy, actually hire, trying to get funding and hire people to, because we're, to build it, because we're coming from the perspective of really of, someone like you, Damon, who has strong product development knowledge or, product management knowledge, but just lack the, the technical ability that matches your level of, product development, right?
Yeah. And to that point, I guess it's like, you think about people have ideas for apps all the time, and I think, they think they have to invest money and
Right.
hire a developer. And now you can just test out ideas pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, what remains hard, and AI hasn't solved, is you still have to find the people to use it. But
Right.
leading up to that point,
Yeah.
making those parts easier. So
Yeah, but we can, that'd be the next step, is the marketing and sales plan, right?
the tie-in, yeah, exactly. That's true. So it spits out this, this prompt,
Yeah.
and is this a point where if you read through it, and we don't have to do this, but if you read through it and you're like, I don't really like the idea you have for design in here. Is this where you would give it feedback, or do you wait until later?
No, I would definitely give your feedback now, right?
Okay.
Because there always could be implications, downstream implications, right? And you want to nip them in the bud as early as possible instead of having to do a bunch of rework because, you waited till later.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yep.
And
Yep.
for the sake of Hollywood, we won't go line for line through.
Yeah. But even at the high level, right? So I can't quite see phase one, but
Phase one, it's got the personas, which,
Yeah.
to some degree, when Angela and I were working on we talked about this.
Right.
It just like nails all the things that we were talking about. So yeah,
Yeah.
the user personas, and then the stories are basically you select a line,
Yeah.
right? It could be random. You either select a line that you're near, or you just
Right.
go fully random, and then
Yeah.
it just shows all the stuff at the end of the stop, and
Yeah.
it got all of that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So, right, it's going to take, so at a high level of phase, right, discovery and requirements, design for phase two,
Yep.
it has its encompasses, its subtasks or, sub stages. In phase three, what we got going there?
Oh,
Yeah. So even it's even kind of verbally stubbed out the screens you need, right? It's, this is very important. And even this has always been important, right? This kind of a document or something that you could expand on. And I can tell you from experience, even experienced engineers or a lot of engineering shops don't necessarily do this. There's a lot of cowboy coding and just kind of hacking. And again, I get it. It's the fun part, for most
right.
people that, because they want to see the tangible thing. But it's probably very much like, your background experience in cooking, right? It's like people want to get to the cooking, right? They want to like, when do I get to pour the ingredients into the pot and stuff? And you're like, wait a minute.
That's
Before
right.
we get there, right?
And then those are the same people that have 18 dirty pots and they're running around the kitchen like crazy. They didn't get their mise en place in place.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So, and so these principles apply everywhere. It's not just software development, but but there's certain kinds of jobs or whatever where not doing this has dire consequences.
Did that. We put in the prompt. We talked about the development life cycle. So now
Yeah.
what happens next?